Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, our beautiful country, and how we're going to fix both of them together. And the video I'm about to show you could not be more aligned with that principle of this channel of not only observing a problem and being upset about it, but also doing something about it. So if you're looking for an action channel, this is the one, because everything is oriented towards what I'm about to show you of the New York Times realizing the doom and the peril that the blue side is in. That encompasses everything from their magical sacred cows all the way to gun rights. Guys, we are on the edge of a renaissance of freedom, and tyranny is in the retreat. And I'm going to show you right now how the New York Times is sounding the massive alarm because they're going to get smoked in the next couple of years. Watch this one and send this one out, because this is how you orient yourself towards freedom, seeing what's coming before the left does. Everything will be linked in the description box below. Can't wait to hear what you guys think. And of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on if you are looking to push this country towards freedom, away from tyranny, and be a part of that solution. And thank you for supporting the channel thus far and for doing that. All right, guys, now the content as I'm spinning this up, it's from the New York Times. But before I get to it, I want to make sure the sponsor of the video is known for you as an option to make your lives better. This is what we're all about on this channel, guys. You all upgrade and modify your own guns. You're always tinkering with them. So why would you not partner with Sonoran Desert Institute, SDI, and make it a career? Get paid for something you do already for free. There's a link right down there in the description box below. Guys, you can do gunsmithing, woodworking and ballistics, shooting sports management. You can do drones. You can do anything. Finishes. Everything about what you would need to start changing your life is right down there in that description box. Sonoran Desert Institute, SDI. Check them out, and thank you to them for making this mission possible on this channel. All right, guys, so this one is a big one. Honest to goodness, ever since Biden was inaugurated and we started talking about politics, the shift towards pushing freedom on this channel in the political realm for the 2A, I've been saying consistently, and you can let me know in the comments below if you were there when it happened and when it remembered, and if you ever remember me saying it, all we have to do is grind. We have the wind at our backs, we have the Constitution at our backs, we are lawfully supported, our rights are the thing that are going to move forward. We're going to shift the country red. It's only a matter of time. We've been saying that for 4 years. Some people said we were crazy. Some people jumped on board very early. I've consistently said that. Now, New York Times just put this video out. Look at the title. Bad news, Democrats. America is about to get even redder. This video, it's a two-part. I'm going to cut it. It's like 2 minutes long. It's linked. This is where we're at, guys. In 5 years from now, you're about to see a decade of more red based off what they're about to show you and what we've been talking about for a while together. Check this out, because we are on the cusp. You're on the cutting edge. Let's get it. Maybe?
Democrats, forget the last election. Winning future ones might be about to get even harder. And it's got nothing to do with the border or inflation or trans rights or Trump, and everything to do with the numbers on this spreadsheet. They reveal how many Americans pack up their things and move from one state to another. It's a lot, more than 7 million people in 2023. Now, my colleague Benjamin Applebaum, he writes about the economy for the New York Times. He went through this whole spreadsheet, scouring 2 decades worth of data, and he found something that should strike fear into every Democrat. Millions of people have moved out of California, New York, Illinois, and other blue states. And they're moving to Texas, Florida, North Carolina, Georgia, and Arizona, red ones. Some are drawn by new manufacturing jobs, others are pulled by finance and tech hubs. But it's mostly teachers, police officers, dentists, people who just want a more affordable quality of life.
All right, I'm going to stop it really quickly to catch you guys up, because there's 2 parts to this. Now, of course, the New York Times is not going to sit here and tell you it's because of woke ideologies, increasing crime, lack of accountability for criminals, all the woke DAs and prosecutors, all the things that took over the Democrat Party. None of those things. No. It's things like jobs and technology and, better cost of living. Ooh, that's the only thing you're giving the people, huh? Okay, let's just go with that. So the affordability crisis from these massive blue states is what they're pinning the reason for. I don't really care about the reason. I think there's a lot more. That's a big piece of it. But I think there's a lot more to focus on. This is not even including the big massive red shift of the Gen Z generation and the generation behind them. They are more conservative males than have ever been in a generation before. When you partner the conservative males that are rising in the next generation and you partner everyone leaving blue states for red states and they're still staying red, it's about to be cataclysmic. All right? Again, that's going to translate to everything from freedom of speech to tax policy to gun rights. We're on the precipice. Position ourselves accordingly and we will make amazing things happen. All right. So one of the most important things, of course, they're talking about the Electoral College in this video. That's the presidential. They're not talking about the House of Representatives that's directly proportional to the actual population of the United States. It shifts with the population, just like the Electoral College vote does. Not only is the House about to get a lot harder for the Democrats in 5 years, the Electoral College is about to get harder in the next 5 years. I'm about to show you in this video what they pin that up to. I'm going to show you. They actually do a pretty interesting infograph on this. Look at this, and I'm telling you, you're on the cutting edge of the Patriot move over the next 15 years towards freedom. Watch this.
People also moved to blue states, of course, but in smaller numbers. In fact, over the last 20 years, 9 million more people migrated from blue to red than in the other direction. And Democrats, this is bad news for you. Why? Because the size of a state's population determines how many electoral college votes it receives. The next national census takes place in 2030, and assuming the migration flows on this spreadsheet continue until then, look what happens. California loses 4 votes, New York loses 3, Illinois loses 2, and other blue states like Minnesota, Oregon, and Rhode Island all lose a vote. And they go, just like the people, to those red states. In total, this reallocation could cost Democrats 12 electoral college votes, and don't forget, this would be locked in for a decade until the next census. So if your 2032 candidate wins exactly the same number of states as Kamala Harris just did, they won't get 226 votes, they'll only get 214. Democrats have been dreaming for decades.
Okay, that actually break it up into 3 parts. This is really important to understand. The only way the Democrats win in these states is by the massive blue bastion states that build up their count in the Electoral College vote. They have to go to less places. They just have to lock down those states. The Californias, the Oregons, the Washingtons, the New Yorks, the Illinois, Californias, all those states. The blue bastions, of which they've been reinforcing and bolstering for so long, are losing population. Therefore, they're losing Electoral College power, which means they have to pick up other states to make up for the loss in those states. They don't have a majority of the states to pick up. They only have their big, deep blue bastions. So if their big powerhouses are losing power and the big red ones are gaining power and there's no middle ones that are picking up any blue, they're doomed for a decade, as it just said, of a loss or diminishment of power. You have to understand the opportunity that is staring you right in the face. 5 years from now, the Electoral College census is going to change everything. Let me keep going.
It's that these population shifts would help turn red states purple. Instead, Texas and Florida have simply become bigger red states. Now look, a lot could change before the next census in 5 years, but blue states are going to have to change first. People still want to live in California and New York, but the cost of living must come down. If the Democratic governors of these states want to avoid a decade of electoral oblivion, they have one job: make their states places people can afford to stay.
Okay, did you catch that turn of phrase? Electoral oblivion for a decade. Guys, if you have a bigger majority and cushion in the House because of electoral shifts, if you have a greater propensity to win the White House because of electoral shifts for an entire decade, that is 5 House elections in that new decade. And that's also assuming that the decade after that wouldn't shift back to people moving to blue states, which is highly unlikely. Do you see what's happening, guys? You are on the precipice of putting forward more rights and reclaiming more rights than you've ever seen before. And all you have to do is keep reinforcing the exact same points and encouraging people to move where you move, because all the red people in blue states are moving to red states, making them more powerful. Blue states are becoming more concentrated pockets of blue, which makes them less likely to change and causes more people to leave. They're becoming obsolete. Guys, this is a thing. And I can't wait to walk through it with you. Make sure I landed that plane. Let me know in the comments field, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.